Hey there, have you ever watched your kid hand over their crumpled dollar bill at the store and thought, wow, they're growing up fast? Or maybe they've started asking, Mom, why can't we buy that toy right now? It's one of those little moments that hits you, your kid's starting to notice money, and you're wondering how to help them get it, really get it. I've been there too. Teaching kids about money can feel overwhelming, like, where do you even start? But here's the thing, it doesn't have to be complicated. With a few simple lessons, you can set them up to be smart with cash, not just now, but for life. Today, I want to sit down with you, like we're chatting over a cup of coffee at the kitchen table, and share some essential money lessons I've learned from raising my own kids and talking to parents all over the country. We're going to walk through 5 key things you can teach your little ones, stuff most of us wish we'd learned earlier ourselves. This isn't about turning them into mini accountants, it's about giving them the tools to feel confident and in control, whether they're saving for a new Lego set or figuring out why you say no at the checkout line. So, let's dive in. First off, let's talk about something basic but huge. Money doesn't grow on trees. Sounds obvious, right? But for kids, it's not. They see you swipe a card or tap your phone, and it's like magic, stuff just appears. One day, my son saw me pay for groceries and asked, why don't we just get more money from the machine? It hit me, he didn't know where it came from. So, I started with this lesson, money comes from work. We played a game at home where he'd earn a quarter by helping me sort laundry or water the plants. Then, he could spend it on a treat, like an extra bedtime story. It clicked for him, work equals money, and money buys things. If your kid's old enough to help with small chores, try this out. It's a light bulb moment when they realize cash isn't endless. The next lesson builds right off that, and it's one I think sets the stage for everything else. Waiting is worth it. Kids want stuff now, yesterday, if possible. I remember my daughter begging for this sparkly unicorn backpack at Target. She had $5 from her piggy bank, but it cost 20. Instead of caving, I said, let's save for it. We made a little chart, and every time she earned $1 from chores, we colored in a box. 3 weeks later, she marched into that store, handed over her cash, and beamed like she'd won the lottery. That delay taught her patience and made the reward sweeter. If your kid's eyeing something big, give this a shot. It's amazing how proud they feel when they earn it themselves. But here's a little heads up, teaching this stuff takes some finesse. One mistake I made early on was being too vague. I'd say, we need to save, but I didn't explain why or how. My son just thought I was being mean. Kids need the why to stick with it. So, when you're showing them how work ties to money or why waiting pays off, keep it simple and real, like, hey, mommy works at the office so we can buy groceries, and if we wait a bit, we can get something even cooler. It's like planting a seed that'll grow as they do. Oh, and if you're liking these ideas so far, hit that subscribe button below. I'd love to keep sharing these parenting wins with you. We've covered how money comes from effort and how waiting can make it more fun, but there's more to unpack. How do you help them understand what things really cost? And what happens if they start thinking money's all about buying whatever they want? Let's keep rolling. We're just getting started on this money smart journey. So, we've talked about showing your kids that money comes from work and how waiting can turn a want into a win. Those are like the first steps on this path to raising money savvy kids. But now, let's dig a little deeper, because there are a couple more lessons that'll really help them see the bigger picture, plus a pitfall or two I've stumbled into that you might want to avoid. Imagine you're at the grocery store, and your kid's pointing at a box of cereal with their favorite cartoon character on it. They're like, can we get it? This is where lesson number 3 comes in, things have a price. It's so easy for kids to think everything's just there for the taking, but showing them what stuff costs opens their eyes. I started doing this with my daughter when she was about 5. We'd walk through the store, and I'd point out, see this cereal? It's $4. That's like 4 days of helping Daddy with the dishes. One time, she picked up a candy bar, saw it was $2, and put it back, saying, that's too much work. It was a proud mom moment. Next time you're shopping, try pointing out a few prices. It's a simple way to help them connect money to real things. Then there's this other lesson that I think is a game changer, saving beats spending. Kids naturally want to blow every penny the second they get it. Mine sure did. My son once got $10 from his grandma for his birthday, and he was ready to sprint to the dollar store. Instead, I grabbed 3 jars from the kitchen and labeled them, spend, save, give. I told him, you can spend some now, but if you save a little, you could get that superhero figure you've been talking about. He put $3 in save, and over a few months, that jar grew. When he finally bought that figure, he was over the moon, and he still had cash left. It showed him saving isn't boring, it's powerful. If you've got a mason jar or even an old coffee can lying around, try this with your kid. It's a hands-on way to make saving stick. But here's where it can get tricky. One thing I learned the hard way is not to overpromise. I once told my daughter, if you save, you can buy anything. She took it literally and got her heart set on a pony. Yeah, not happening in our suburban backyard. It led to a big meltdown when I had to explain we couldn't afford that. Now, I'm careful to set realistic goals, like save for a new book or a trip to the zoo. It keeps their dreams big but doable, so they don't feel let down. Keep it grounded, and they'll trust the process more. Another slip-up to watch for is making money all about stuff. If every lesson ends with buying something, they might miss the bigger point. I caught myself doing this. Every time my son saved, I'd nudge him toward a toy. Then one day, he asked, "Why can't I just keep the money?" It made me rethink things. So, I started talking about how money can also mean security, like having enough for emergencies, or helping others, like donating to the animal shelter we love. It's a shift that broadens their view, and it's pretty cool to see them get it. If these tips are sparking some ideas, why not subscribe? I'm sharing more ways to raise smart, happy kids, and I'd love for you to stick around. We've got work, waiting, prices, and saving down, but there's one more lesson, and a final mistake, that'll tie this all together. How do you teach them money's about choices? And what happens if you accidentally make it too serious? Let's find out. We're almost there. Alright, we've covered a lot of ground, haven't we? Your kids are starting to see that money comes from work, waiting makes it sweeter, things have a price, and saving trumps spending. Those are like the building blocks of financial savvy, and you're laying them down like a pro. But there's one more lesson to bring it home, plus a last mistake I've seen trip parents up, myself included. Let's wrap this up and turn your little one into a money-smart superstar. The fifth lesson is all about choices. Money means deciding. Kids need to know they can't have it all, and that's okay. I learned this with my daughter at the county fair last summer. She had $5 from raking leaves with me, and she was torn between cotton candy and a turn on the Ferris wheel. Both cost $5. I said, "You've got to pick one, it's your call." She agonized for a minute, then went for the ride, grinning ear to ear as we spun around. Later, she said, "The cotton candy would have been gone fast, but I'll remember this." That's the magic. When they weigh options and choose, they start owning their decisions. Next time your kid's got a few bucks, let them pick between two things they love. It's a small step that builds big skills. But here's the final mistake to dodge: don't make it too heavy. I used to sit my son down with a serious face, like, "Money's a big deal, buddy," and he'd zone out or get anxious. One time, I went on about saving for college when he was 6, and he asked, "Am I in trouble?" Oops, my bad. Kids don't need lectures, they need fun. So, I switched gears. We'd play store with fake money, or I'd let him pay me for a snack with coins from his jar. Keeping it light keeps them engaged. If you're teaching this stuff, toss in some playtime, maybe set up a lemonade stand or count coins together. It's learning disguised as a good time. So how do you pull all this together? Make it real and celebrate the wins. When your kid earns $1 from a chore, cheer like it's the Super Bowl. When they wait for something big or pick between two treats, tell them, "You're so smart with money, I'm proud of you." My son still talks about the time he saved for that superhero figure, and my daughter loves showing off her savings jar. Those moments stick with them, showing them money's not a mystery, it's something they can handle. Looking back, teaching kids about money isn't just about dollars and cents, it's about giving them confidence to take on the world. Whether they're figuring out that work pays off, waiting's worth it, or choices matter, you're setting them up for so much more than a full piggy bank. And by keeping it simple, avoiding vague promises or heavy talks, you're making it a journey they'll enjoy. These little lessons, like turning chores into cash or picking between cotton candy and a ride, add up to something huge. I'd love to hear your stories. What's your kid saving for? Any money lessons you've tried that worked, or didn't? Drop them in the comments. I read every one and love swapping ideas with you. And if this sparked some light bulbs, hit that subscribe button. I'm sharing more tips like these to help you raise awesome kids, and I'd love to have you along. You're doing incredible work, and with a little fun and patience, your little one's going to be a financial whiz before you know it. Keep it up, you've got this.